We also just did the vent line extension kit. That is from HondaSideBySide.com. One of the members on there is where I heard about that. Super reasonably priced. I would definitely recommend working with him. Super quick shipping and great instructions. I wasn't really sure if it was going to be correct for this year model. There's some differences, but most of it is very, very similar to the older models. So the front diff, which I'm sure there's a bunch of other videos online, but it's kind of can't see because of the glare, but that's right here is the diff vent for the front. It has a little spring clamp, super easy to get loose. I just removed the factory hose, put the new vent line on that, ran it up under here. Need to cut the tile for that. And then ran it up kind of in behind this panel here. You can kind of see, ran through right here. Then you can see just ran it up this first post and just terminated it up there. I don't ever plan on getting this thing deep in the water, but I figured having the extension kit for the vent lines was not going to hurt anything. There was also a fan motor vent. I had some trouble finding that with some help from Honda Side by Side. He showed me the diagram. It's really tough to see, but it's actually, get it in here or not. It's a clear tube that kind of runs right with that harness coming from the fan motor that runs down. You can definitely see it right in that shot. Clear tube right here, right behind my finger there. And then that just runs up right underneath of this panel. I'm not gonna extend that. Under his advice, I just really don't think that I need to. So that one I'm going to leave alone. The fuel tank, it was ran here. Supposedly it was a little bit higher than previous years. It ran kind of back underneath here and stopped right around here. At least on my machine it did. It was clipped in with one of those plastic push tabs and just kind of held up inside of a grommet up in there. The sub transmission, this is the vent line for that. So for that one, his kit actually has brass splices where you can just tie his hose to the factory vent line. That's what we did for the sub transmission and for the fuel tank. That's tied up, brought up this secondary post, just zip tied very loosely. You definitely don't want to pinch that. You can see how they run up. It's kind of hard to see because of the light, but they just kind of run up in there and stop. Again, I'm definitely not planning on sinking this thing, but just do that for safe measure. Then the rear, he also included enough stuff to do the differential shift box, which this model does not have, as well as the rear diff. It's kind of tough to see from this side, but I think we can see it pretty well from the other side. Right under there is basically where all that shifting gets done underneath of that little cover. This pin pops out. Looks like there's a bolt on top. And then that stuff would come off, and supposedly that's pretty easy to adjust under there. I've verified that mine's adjusted properly, so I'm not going to go into messing with it just because it's working right now, so that's good enough for me. The vent, anyway, for this